Hi, I'm Jack Turner. I'm a retired entrepreneur. We're momentarily in Mexico doing in a conference that's a training ground for entrepreneurs. And it's my passion and my desire to encourage these people who have been attending our conference these 2 days and see them light up when we can give them hope. Because here I am, I have somewhat made it a success, and I started out in extreme financial difficulties. I mean, I had very little hope in my beginning life, and as I continued to go forward, I almost flunked out of high school, and next thing you know, I couldn't enter college without passing all these remedial courses. And then when I wake up to the fact that I'm only 5'8", that really I don't have a college degree, I have no particular credentials that qualifies me to be a winner. But I want to tell you right now, I am successful, I am a winner, and I'm going to do everything I can do to be an encouragement to people around the world if they will inquire the enthusiasm that I believe that the Lord has available for each one of us that will serve Him. So my passion is, if you please, is to encourage people to pursue the area of excellence, and along with that, the desire to go forward and be a winner in every area of life. That makes you a better father. It makes you a better employee. It makes you a better business owner. And there is nothing but rewards at the end. And now as we travel around the world sharing these ideas and principles, we begin to find that people are being encouraged, and their darkness begins to come sunshine as they begin to smile and they begin to get hope and assurances. And as a matter of fact, I was in Moldova a couple of years ago. That's between Romania and Russia, and it was a very economically depressed country, because when Russia pulled out at the end of the Iron Wall, what do you call it? And so when Russia pulled out, it left Moldova with no government, no financial system, and there were buildings that was half done, left unconstructed. Today they're economically depressed, and with that being the case, I was so happy to share the encouraging thoughts that there is a better way, even in Moldova, where they have no McDonald's, where they have no KFCs, they have no Walmarts, and so forth. And I got to go back by my good fortune 1 year later, and before I got there, they said, there's a guy that's excited, he wants to see you when you get here. And I said, well, that's interesting. Well, when we got there, then I did get to see this young man who appeared to be less than 30 years old. And his excitement was, he said, you were here a year ago and you taught the opportunities that are available to those who are creative, who will seek information, and who will go forward with a creative idea. And there's opportunities out there as I was teaching them. And he says, guess what? I started having people bake cookies for me all over everywhere, and then I would go out and sell the cookies. So in reality, I soon developed a cookie brokerage, and I made some money, and that made me so excited. But that's not good enough, and the reason why I want to see you now is because I have just bought a taxi cab company of 4 cars here in Moldova. And with that being the case, then he was just bouncing up and down with the joy. So I want to tell you, you will run into a lot of issues that are seemingly insurmountable. But I have this phrase, that when you get up against a brick wall, there is always a way. My statement to you is that is not true. When you get against a situation that seems impossible, then my statement is, where there's a will, there are 10 ways. And you know, it's amazing to me, with a creative thought, and I'm careful about my friends, and I do like to throw this in lest I forget, when I'm very selective about my friends. And if the statement is, if I run with dogs, I will get fleas. So I'm very careful about how I associate, spend my time, and so forth. But anyway, I just am so happy to talk to you today, and my goal in life and my passion is to encourage people. There are opportunities for everyone, and if you have a creative mind open to the leadership of the Holy Spirit, the first thing you know, you're going to be flying high, successful in your area of expertise. And I want to tell you how important it is for us to be creative, and when there seems no way or process. And I'd like to tell you, my wife and I were married, and real late at night, and we had about a 2-hour drive to our hotel, our honeymoon hotel, and in my southwest Missouri highway system, through those little towns and so forth, the hills were up and down, and they went sharp curves and everywhere. And here we are on a 2-hour drive. Guess what? All of a sudden I have a flat tire. And that flat, what am I going to do? There's no cars at midnight. I have no light. What am I going to do to change this? And you know what? I just sat there. What am I going to do? And I got an idea. I said to my wife, I said, get out in the street, in the highway, stand out in the middle of the road in front of the headlight of the car, and I hope you have an underslip on, and pull up your dress, and the headlight of the car then will give me enough reflection that I can see to change that tire. And you know what? As awkward as it was for her and so forth, guess what? It worked. We got her car. So I'm trying to tell you, where there is an issue, guess what? There's always an answer. And that's my desire for communicating with you today. And my friend Gary and I are committed. We have virtually an agreement. We will go anywhere we can. We will pay our expenses. We have nothing to buy. We have nothing to sell. We are there for one reason only, and that would be if we can create a passion and a desire in people to go forward, and hopefully we'll be talking to the ones that are the most depressed, the people who are the most down and out, because we are examples of what can happen with that driving desire. Now let me say again, knowledge is power. Do not be satisfied with the everyday. My goal in life, I take cruises like for a week to learn how to, with a conference on board, to learn how to be a better landlord. And I take conferences. I just attended one. It cost me $139 for a 2-day conference with the leading CEOs of the nation, like Boeing, like Ford Motor Company, like what's her name, Bill, the Microsoft. Anyway, Bill Gates, his wife was there, and she was sharing these things that leaders need to be thinking about, because we have the answer, and that is one of being a person of a driving spirit, determined to not be a failure. And I make a pronouncement as I send you forth. I make a pronouncement that everyone listening to this will be a winner. You will prosper. You will be successful. And every issue you encounter is just a challenge for you to work harder and acquire more knowledge and information. And you will see yourself through. And guess what? You got a problem. My joke is, I got a problem. What is it? Well, I'm the happiest man in town, and I don't know what to do about it, because I'm a winner, and I'm seeing people respond to the encouragement that a person of nothingness, which I myself am, and guess what? My payday has arrived because of my internal satisfaction. Thank you for this moment of sharing. It has been so encouraging to have this opportunity to work with my friend Gary Shodden here in this so-called effort of teaching the spirit of entrepreneurial activity. And mainly our issue is to people who have a desire to improve themselves, who desperately many times are in desperate needs of improvement. So I sign this off, and I say best wishes to you, and I make a pronouncement of a real accomplishment. I make a pronouncement that you're a winner, you're not a loser. Go forth in victory.